At a glance, the Nod factions look pretty similar with only a few differences, but I'm here to tell you that there's probably more differences than you think. Like for example, Black Hand has zero stealth technology, but it can still detect it. Let's start off with production structures. For the most part, they're all the same, but can you tell the difference? Black Hand doesn't have an air tower. There are other differences like what support powers and upgrades each building unlocks, but I'll get into that when I get to those sections. All factions have the Shredder turret, Laser turret, Sam turret, Voice of Kane, Obelisk of Light, Temple of Nod, and the Emissary, but within those are many differences. Let's start off with the most consistent ones. The Sam turret, for starters, always has the quad turrets and Tiberium core missiles upgrades. The Obelisk of Light never gets any upgrades, and the Voice of Kane never gets upgrades. The Shredder turret can get the quad turrets upgrade, but a Nod doesn't get more than that. In Black Hand, it can get the Charged Particle Beams upgrade, and in Marked of Kane, it can also get the Supercharged Particle Beams upgrade. Next is the Laser turret. You can always get the quad turret upgrade, but in Nod, it can get the Laser Capacitors upgrade. In Black Hand and in Marked of Kane, it can't be upgraded further. There are two more buildings, the Disruption Tower and the Air Tower. Both of those can be built in Nod and Marked of Kane, but not in Black Hand and cannot receive upgrades. All the factions have the Militant Rocket Squad, Saboteur, Fanatics, and the Commando, but there are differences for each faction. Militant Rocket Squads first. In Nod, they can receive the Tiberium Infusion and Confessor upgrades. In Black Hand, they can only get the Black Disciples upgrade. In Marked of Kane, they can get Tiberium Infusion. Next is the Saboteur. The Saboteur stays the same, except in Marked of Kane, where it can get the Cybernetic Legs upgrade. The Fanatics stay the same, except for also in Marked of Kane, where they can get the Tiberium Infusion upgrade. The Commando stays completely the same upgrades-wise, but in Black Hand, you can train two of them. Now for the outliers. The Nod faction has the Militant Squad to itself, and shares the Black Hand with, well, Black Hand. In the Black Hand can be upgraded with Purifying Flame, and come trained with Veteran status. Nod shares another infantry unit, the Shadow Team, with Marked of Kane. Black Hand has the Confessor Cabal all to itself, but no other infantry unit. Marked of Kane, though, has 3 units all to itself, the Awakened, the Tiberium Trooper, and the Enlightened. There are a couple of vehicles that all factions have in common: the Attack Bike, the Raider Buggy, Scorpion Tank, Reckoner, Beam Cannon, Spectre, and Redeemer. The Attack Bike is pretty much the same across all factions, give or take the ability to call for transport. The Raider Buggy can be upgraded with laser capacitors in Nod. Scorpion Tank. In Nod, it can also be upgraded with laser capacitors. The Reckoner stays the same. Beam Cannon also stays the same. The Spectre, you probably guessed it, stays the same, but can't be stealthed in Black Hand. The Redeemer also stays the same, minus what units can be garrisoned inside of it. Now for the outliers. Let's start with the Flame Tank. The Flame Tank can be used in Nod and Black Hand, but can only be upgraded in Black Hand. Next is the Stealth Tank. It is exclusive to Nod and Marked of Kane. The last of the unique Nod vehicles is the Avatar. The Avatar can only be trained in Nod and Marked of Kane. Now for Black Hand. Black Hand has 2 vehicles exclusive to itself, the Mantis and the Purifier. Purifier is like an Avatar, but it increases the combat effectiveness of units near it and can't commandeer technology. Marked of Kane's turn. It has no unique vehicles. If you're getting value out of this video, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button because this video took me a really long time to make. Like I stated earlier, Black Hand doesn't have an air tower, so they are immediately different. For Nod and Marked of Kane, they are completely the same except for the Venom's upgrades. For Nod, it's laser capacitors, and for Marked of Kane, it's supercharged particle beams. For the teams that have them, the Vertigo stays 100% the same. Now for the fun stuff. Not that the other stuff isn't fun. Support powers. All factions have Decoy Army, Radar Jamming Missile, Laser Fencing, Catalyst Missile, Seed Tiberium, Tiberium Vapor Bomb, Tiberium Vein Detonation, and of course, the nuclear missile. Fun fact, some people pronounce it nuclear, which is wrong, it's nuclear. Okay, what separates them here? The plain Nod faction is the only one with Redemption and Mind Drop. Black Hand is the only one with Decoy Temple and Power Signature Scan, and Marked of Kane is the only one with Magnetic Mind Drop. Now, there are 2 powers that Nod and Marked of Kane have, but Black Hand doesn't. Those are Cloaking Field and Shadow Strike Team.